where do we come to a point where we're all people with a significant amount, like Beyonce and Jay-Z, for example, you know what I mean? Like, they have that opportunity to, them together are a multi-billionaire corporation.
Yeah.
Separate them, are they the same thing? No. But do they have that opportunity to be separate multi-billionaire corporations? I believe so, they can.
I think they both are executives at the level of being able to be.
Right, so if you separate them, just like I just read today that Bill Gates is working on a $500 million yacht that is going to be
Hydrogen powered.
And I saw the design factor of this ship. It's a city. City on water, basically. Basically what he's creating is a city on water. And he also said when I read...
I think his goal would be to be able to operate Microsoft entirely from the ship.
But he's also said, he also said that there's going to be diesel fuel for backup.
Yeah, but you just literally harvest the water from the ocean that you're in. And it's literally infinite.
And the guy that he's designing it, he paid him good.
I mean, a ship that size, you could definitely operate the entire.
I was like, dude, I woke up this morning and I was like reading, I was like, this dude is worth $118 billion. The second richest man under Warren Buffett. Oh no, Warren Buffett is no longer the richest man anymore. Who is
Jeff
it?
Bezos.
Oh, because of the guy who owns Amazon, right?
I mean, obviously Amazon's going to be.
You know what Amazon is? It's just a third-party seller. That's it.
It's literally just a mercantile. It's literally just a
warehouse.
A delivery system. That's it.
That literally just makes millions off of other small companies selling goods through their name so that people know, oh, I bought it through Amazon. Okay, if I buy through Amazon, it's the subliminal messaging that America lives on to be able to survive and make millions.
Yeah.
How come we don't have the same subliminal messaging? Especially when it comes to starting businesses, especially when it comes to our entrepreneurship. When we want to start a business.
We have social media. What do you think I do? Why do you think I post my logo on literally everything? Why do you think I printed out that shirt?
Very true.
You know? It's just, you have to find that kind of
that avenue towards what it is that
other people are already going towards.
Right.
So instead of going towards the direction other people are going towards, you're just creating a way for people to think that they're getting there.
It's more of a market that is what you're creating.
You're making a market.
Right. So Amazon is a market.
Yeah.
Just think of it
like
a
called
big
the Amazon
outside
marketplace.
Right. So it's more like you walk in there and you're like, okay, what do I really want? Instead of actually walking into a mall, Amazon is a mall on.
You know that Amazon collects gigabytes and gigabytes and gigabytes, literally tons of gigabytes of information on your personal preferences.
Even when you're not even searching on Amazon, it'll pull it up.
Yeah.
Because they know exactly what you're looking for.
That's what
cookies do.
Yeah.
So,
but when I go onto Amazon, it's always gaming, video, PC gaming. From the minute I get into Amazon side,
right. And that's what I was telling Deborah, and I was like, dude, you need to go. He's like, he bought his controller from poor guy, eBay, before actually doing a console research. Before he actually bought the circuit.
You know who invented eBay?
Oh.
Elon Musk. The second richest billionaire after Jeff Bezos.
No, actually, still Bill Gates. Bill Gates is still number 2.
Third or fourth.
He's somewhere. He's under the line.
He's on the 5th.
He's in there. Point B is you're in the billionaire ship of Hall of Fame.
PayPal.
Right.
And eBay.
Exactly.
So you just have to think of
And now PayPal is also a credit system too, as well. It's also a credit card.
Yeah.
So that's just another way to make continuous money because people are going to spend whatever limit that is.
It's easier to get that credit card than it is to get a.
And then it's easier to go online and be able to purchase things. Now, if you look at how PayPal started and how PayPal is now making its way into the 21st century, You look at PayPal then, nobody knew what PayPal was.
PayPal like really was big in the 90s though.
It wasn't as well with the technology that we have now was not as significant as PayPal is now. PayPal was basically only for eBay.
Business to business.
Right. PayPal was only for eBay.
Yeah.
Now you look at because you had to have PayPal in order to get the things that you needed from eBay, and if you didn't have a PayPal account, you weren't able to get those things unless you put in your. I mean, they had the PayPal and then the credit card system.
Yeah.
So the PayPal was like, okay, well, you still could, you had to go through that segment of actually getting it because people understood and worked with PayPal a lot better than they actually worked with the credit card system. And some of these things that they ordered were just being one of those things. It's like, like I don't want to know that this comes up on my credit card system, so I'll use PayPal.
Right.
If you take PayPal and you take PayPal for what it is now, it is more of a system, a somatic system. Okay, you can put your credit card in. Now your credit card now is
Automating the internet.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And now it's becoming a credit system. Now you can use PayPal for this, and now everything that you have on PayPal has a PayPal reader on it. Oh, you can use your credit card, PayPal, and or Google
Connected
account.
into your Apple Pay as well.
Yeah, because Apple Pay now has a card that a metal card.
Yeah, that's because Apple's $1 trillion company and can back any single purchase ever made.
And I think that's where Amazon is trying to get.
Yeah, they'll probably introduce their own credit card. I think Amazon is $1 trillion company.
Not yet. It's on its way. Definitely not
Only
yet.
Apple.
Apple's been around for years, and I think Apple started after Microsoft.
I saw the video of the CEO, Tim Cook, with Donald Trump in one of their new factories. It's insane in Texas. Trump's happy because they're bringing their factories back over here. Well, do you know that they literally cannot ship any iPhones from China right now because the largest production facility is in Wuhan, ground zero of the coronavirus?
So that's why they're having all of that moved here, back to the States. And there is significance to what Trump is doing when you really think about it, business-wise. He's a businessman. You cannot take a man, put him in a White House, and call him a president.
Yeah.
I don't
He's
believe that.
running the United States.
He's running the United States like a
CEO.
major corporation business, a multi-trillion-dollar, millions of people living business. He's running the country.
Considering every citizen as an employee.
Yeah, it's running as a business, not as a country.
Yeah.
When you look at your country as a country and not a business, then you have a different mindset. Then you connect the cultural understanding of being in your country to the business, and then have that go hand in hand, and then now you're running the country.
Well, that's the
like
thing
a
is,
country.
there are 3 different major cultures within the business subset culture, which is the major subset culture of the United States. There's like liberal and conservative business. Liberal business is more like with media, and conservative business is more like oil and weapons.
Right.
But then in the middle, you have something like kind of halfway. You have like energy, electronics, and then that's really like the number one most important enterprises and industries in the United States.
Right.
And I think those are the ones that are going through the biggest changes right now. And I think I think the internet is kind of becoming somewhat unpredictable because you have these 2 conflicting forces within the internet, which is corporate, like the actual internet, which is like Facebook, YouTube, Google, which is up against like the traditional media, but then also it's kind of posing itself against individuals now by trying to favor the people with traction, like with capitalists, and that's really unhealthy for the internet because the internet thrives on change, the passing around of power. That's how the internet works the best.
Right.
If you cannot find, this is what come
Like
back to our
middle
beginning.
ground,
I think what is the internet is missing, which would be something kind of halfway between Netflix and LinkedIn, which is a marketplace for content creators and entrepreneurs, businesses, people like you, to 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 look at their available opportunities for what they can do. So it's like, if you could imagine it being kind of like gig, kind of like I said, like LinkedIn or something like that, but not necessarily like a gig. It's like opportunity, idea, project, and then you see all the different people who are currently working on it, kind of like how, remember when I share my files with you on Google Drive, you can see all the different people who are working on it.
Right.
And then you can just like submit a bid on like to invest in that project, to be involved in that project. I think that's really what might be what is the next kind of like step, because there is so much potential with the internet. There's so many people with so many skills, and the internet is supposed to connect us all together, but because capitalism is so inherently closed off, and like, oh, you can't be involved with this. If you can find people who are like willing to get you involved for little to no money, and you're willing to be involved for little to no money, and you know this is like a contract, like a bounty. Like there's a, like, almost like, maybe it's like Nike's made a bounty for this advertisement, right? And we need this, and this. Or, you know, this community is working on this project, we need this, and this.
The internet was the greatest thing ever invented. When it started, if you actually really think about it.
When it started,
it just makes me laugh
so much potential.
because you take yourself back to when you first learned about the internet, when you really got onto the computer.
You were
and
just sitting there like, www.foxnews.com. You actually, now you don't even have to put .com. You just, boom, it automatically takes you to exactly where you're going. Back then, you usually had to type www to refer to have a significant domain name to actually see if it route it to that place. Yeah.
And then it would go. But you think about the technological advances that we have now, even highlighting certain wordings over that particular segment, it just brings it back to like, now you can just highlight and click and it opens up a whole nother tab. Now you highlight and click that opens up a whole nother tab to that.
Or you don't even need to open it all the way. You can just hold your thumb on it and it opens up the link halfway, and you can check if it's interesting enough and then close it again.
Exactly. And now even
that's
crazy. Right, and even with that said, you can still not even do that on your phone. You can take your phone and actually highlight it, and it'll open it, say, search web. Do you want to search this website for this particular?
And you can literally share it.
Right.
You can share literally anything to anywhere.
So the internet we knew then is definitely evolved to a.
But also,
monster
it's like think about all of the companies that were formed during the .com bust, and around that time, those few companies that made it, like Amazon was the one company that made it through the .com bust that had that same idea.
What was Amazon before?
It was just selling books.
That's right. The Amazon books. Yeah. So they were just selling all the books that they've known that people like to read.
They almost put like Barnes and Nobles out of business. And then they started doing other things.
Wow. Almost. They could have.
Yeah.
And they still can.
Yeah.
In all reality, they still can. But I just feel like now we've come into a world where we're so dependent on searching up everything now. Like our minds,
we don't know how to
our brains have literally no break. We have no break to what is reality, or we're just taking that moment to walk outside.
Stimulated from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep.
We don't have that same mindset.
No, I mean we're stimulated by some kind of electronic impulse. You know what I mean?
You take ourselves back into when we had none of this. Let's say we had no phones, we had no tablets.
Back in like the grazed knees playing hockey in the middle of the street. Kind of thing.
Because our minds were so fixated on, I had to get out of the house because I had to do something.
Yeah.
You take our times back to that era, and you look at, I was involved in sports, you were probably a little bit busier, you know, and if you wanted to hang out with your friends, that mom knew in advance before.
And it was just like you went to the house with all the bikes
Right. And then you would just hang out, eat, and be like, all right, I gotta go home before the sun comes up, you know?
Yeah.
Or before, the lights came on. And it's like, be home before 7. And you're like, but it's like 6:30. And you're like leaving, and you're like riding your bike, rushing to get home, and then hoping your mom wasn't mad because you can get home right after, like a minute after that time. So you just think to yourself, and you're like, man, how much have we evolved as people? People say, the evolving comes with time, and I say no. Evolving comes with the understanding of where your mindset is for you to evolve as a human being. Does that make sense? So
Well, yeah, it's like evolution. I think personal maturation comes from recognizing your mistakes from the past.
One,
yeah,
right.
And then
2,
making like a constant effort to realign, and not only to be like, okay, so this is what I was doing wrong,
Right.
but saying there isn't any like final destination for me to improve.
Mm-hmm.
This is a never-ending story of me being better every day.
Absolutely. And so that's why I feel like we evolve to the person we see ourselves and want to be.
So it's like, I was gonna say like, so it really comes down to like, how are you being the most constructive with your time? But I feel like that's a slippery slope. Like,
It depends on how you put that. Because some people can look at it really mean.
Yeah, exactly.
It can be looked at as a negative.
Yeah.
It can be looked at as a positive. It can also looked at as, what are you really trying to say that I'm not, coherent and productive with my time.
Yeah.
Because you really think about it, anytime that you have in your life is productive. Anything that you're doing things to better yourself,
Even if it's negative.
even if it's
Something-
negative,
yeah.
it's because note that I look at it like this: time doesn't wait for anybody, and the time that you give yourself and to other things that you choose to do in your life is neither negative or positive. It's the time that you chose to give it, and that's the outcome that you're going to get.
I think the only
We
measure.
go to the example of homelessness. A lot of people say, oh, it's a choice. A lot of people say it's not. Some people say it is not a choice. It just so happened to have that way because we weren't able to adjust ourselves to the new situation that was coming that we weren't prepared for.
Yeah.
The choice part is people don't want to have bills. People don't want to have that segment of, you got to pay for this, you got to pay for that. The other choice is I could not come up with the money to be able to afford the newest realm
No, but-
to be able to live in.
Yeah,
And then you
that's
also
fine, but
take
it's like
that.
forever.
Forever is not forever. But technically, what is forever?
Missing one payment, you get evicted, and you're on the street, and then you get a job, you fucking take a shower, and you fucking, you figure it out.
So, but see,
But,
that's where it comes back to. Now, this is my apartment. This is my life. My life now is that.
Stacks of time.
And
Depends on my apartment.
Right. So what I'm working for is not for myself. Screw myself. Yes, I have the money. Yeah, but I'm working for that. Oh, and also I'm working for my car. So this is my car. I'm working.
Right.
This is me.
Right.
Human. Boom. Boom.
I mean-
boom. Boom. Self. Boom. Boom. Do I have this time for myself? And this is myself here. See how
Nobody
much,
really
you,
does.
Do you see how much space you have for yourself? This much. And you get the people today who argue and complain about, oh, there's never enough time for me. I'm always so busy.
Nobody has
I'm
enough.
always so working. You know what? Look, you need to realize that you are a human. And without you, these corporations have no significant amount of income to be able to be made because you are making that income for them as you working for that corporation. You take yourself out of that equation. All of you take yourselves out of that equation. And what happens? That corporation seems to default. It falls into the ground. That corporation makes no money because they don't have the means to be able to run it.
Blockbuster.
Right. They don't have anybody to run it.
Yeah.
I need a manager. I need a president. I need a vice president.
Everybody needs that's what I was saying.
A
Everybody
leader.
needs to have a fully developed hierarchy in order.
Which is a leader,
Yeah.
right? Without that leader, everything falls apart, right? So things don't get done. So
But I think
I feel like when
I
we
think-
come to ourselves as humans, we devalue ourselves. We give the moral of ourselves to a corporation less than ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we are worth just as much as that corporation, so why don't I give as much as my
But
time
like,
to that
what
corporation
else
as
are you
myself?
gonna do? Start building your own corporation, so that you can start doing that to other people, right?
No, right, but you still take that moment and realize my 9 to 5 is just as much as my 9 to 5 as well, not
Yeah.
my 9 to 5 to somebody else.
Yeah.
Where do I get my 9 to 5 at?
Right.
Only on the weekends?
Right.
And that weekend, I'm either sleeping or I'm going to like
Trying
a
to
little
have a weekend.
Right, trying to have a weekend and not think about work.
I think at least one day a week is important for every single person to be able to have to themselves.
Even if you
And if
work
you can't, if you can't make yourself like a Saturday, then I don't know how you're gonna make it mentally. Like, I think what it comes back to is not what how you spend your time. It's the impact that you have on other people. So, for example, let's say you do work this trashy ass Amazon ass 9 to 5 where you literally work for robots that run your factory. Like literally every single decision that's made at one of those Amazon factories is done by AI. You're literally working for Cortana if you work for Amazon. You're literally working for Cortana.
In real life, yeah.
In real life. And in Halo, Cortana is the automation of all of the war factories that automates all the factories.
Right.
So,
And if you go back to same situation, if you go back to Resident Evil,
Yeah.
the chick runs that whole underground bunker
Yeah.
to be safe from
The human-
zombies, for it to be contaminated and
Yeah.
basically it blocks off.
you know
cuts you off.
that's crazy. There's a biochemical factory right outside of Wuhan that has the same exact logo as the company from Resident Evil.
I saw that.
Isn't that insane?
I saw that the other day, and I was like, man, I was telling a friend that I was like, dude, do you not know with this virus, there's a company that has the same umbrella corporation as the corporation, and it's the same symbolism.
Yeah.
The only difference is in a whole different color.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was told him that, he was just like, oh my god, it's crazy. Changing gears for a second, like I just one of the things that I've also noticed in the tabloids as I was reading is that Joaquin Phoenix made a very, 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 very big statement yesterday at the Oscars, saying that Joaquin Phoenix made a very huge statement yesterday. Let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on a second. Who's that?